but I did the work and I felt the relief, Kirk, but it didn't fix me, Kirk. And I'm going to say to you as a coach of 17 years, I'm going to tell you because you stopped. If I'm uptight, I like to type out everything that bothers me. Just type it all out, just to express myself, get it all out of me, get it all moving through me. Like I need to tell somebody. And most people could not handle me unloading my thoughts and feelings because it would be all over the place and it would be super deep and it'd be too much for somebody to hear. I've tried that on Kim, my wife, and I've tried that on my kids, and it's just too much. They get to a point where they're like, okay, Dad, that's a lot. And I'm like, wait, I'm just getting started. But for some reason, my computer, it just sits here and it listens to me. So I pull up a blank document and I start typing. And I don't care about spelling. I don't care about paragraphs. I don't care about punctuation. I just, and it jumps around in different things, but I just type super fast. And I don't care about spelling. I don't go back and correct anything. And I literally just tell my computer everything that's going on. And the intention is to get it off my chest. Get it off. Now, notice what I'm saying. Get it off of my chest. Why am I using that language? I'll show you. I'm saying get it off of my chest because when I get to this point, I know I'm at this point because either mean words start to come out of my mouth or I catch myself blaming others for what's going on. So this last Saturday, I caught myself blaming Kim for something. And I was like, did I just blame her? I was like, I totally just blamed her for something. I'm like, uh-oh. So I knew that the energy inside of me had built up. And I was like, whoa, how'd that happen? That happened fast. Like, what in the world? And of course, I went back and processed and figured out where it came from. But you see where this line is? It's my chest. I don't want to get to this point. That's terrible. So I knew I was here and I'm like, okay, I got to start getting this off my chest because I blamed her and I said something that wasn't nice. It was just stupid. It was just really stupid. But I knew when it was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, oh man, this totally tells me how full I am. But Kirk, you've been listening to a meditation audio. And it's like, I know meditation audios cause me to relax. But sometimes the other thing that's built up inside is what you wanted to say. So there is energy and then there is language. And so this can be built up because of energy, or it can be built up because of a lot of things that are just on your mind and things you wish you could talk about, but you got nobody to talk to. So that could be the other thing that builds up inside of you. So that's what happened to me, was I caught myself blaming and I was like, wow, that was not really a nice tone. And that was kind of a little bit rough how I said that. It wasn't like, Kim, you're a jerk. It's not like something blatant like that, but I could tell it's like, whoa, wait a second, this is not okay. So then I jumped on my computer and I started writing down everything that was on my mind and on my chest to decrease this, to be able to lower this. And as much as I could, listen to the language, unload, as much as I could unload, I then could decrease this. Now let's pretend like these are blocks. And hold on, this is going to mess up my thing here just for a second. Do I make sense? I just need to check in. Am I making sense to you? If I make sense, will you click the raise the hand button? Because I want to know if you're with me still. Because this to me is like oh man, we got to do this or we are not going to make it as people. We're not going to transform. Okay. Thank you for the raise of hands, by the way. Thank you for commenting. Okay. So let's say these are like in chunks. So let's say I sit down and I'm now going to express my thoughts and feelings to my computer because Mr. What am I going to call my computer? I'll just call my computer Larry. So Larry's listening to me. So Larry, the computer. So Larry's sitting here listening to me and I tell him everything that's on my mind. You see that? Boom. Then I tell him everything else that's on me. Now, notice this was on my mind, not necessarily in my mind, on my mind. Then the conversation could switch and there could be a whole nother group of things I'm going to talk about, but there's this whole other chunk because sometimes they come in chunks. So then I remove this. Now, this could end up being a temporary sense of relief. Because look, I cleared my mind and I cleared everything off my chest, my heart. And my heart's right there. Let's throw a heart on there. Not a taco, a heart. So let's take a heart and make it purple. Purple. So here's my heart. So this was covering my chest, it was on my chest and on my heart, and this one was on my mind. So this is where this technique really works because this is the number 2. Number 1 is a meditation audio. Number 2 is, okay, I'm going to express myself to Larry, my computer, and I start to tell him all my challenges and my issues. And then I tell him more of my challenges and issues. And I'm like, oh, that feels so much so much better. I can breathe. Now I feel lighter. I feel like my mind is clear. And I feel so much of a relief. But notice what I've left. So what does this mean? I could still do these kinds of things, but I did the work and I felt the relief, Kirk, but it didn't fix me, Kirk. And I'm going to say to you as a coach of 17 years, I'm going to tell you because you stopped. But no, I did it, Kirk. I felt it. I felt like this big relief came off of me. And it's like, yeah, you need to know you cleared your mind and your chest. And that's what most people will end up doing is clearing their mind and their chest. But then they don't clear the rest of themselves. And so they're still nervous, worried, scared, and afraid. And what happens is because these are here, this can come back by next week. It's a quick buildup. And then they tell me, Kirk, I tried that technique. It doesn't work. And it's like, no, what you did was you did a temporary sense of relief and then you quit because it started to feel good. But you got to keep digging. What else is in you or on you? What else is this? And then what else is this? And then what else is this? And sometimes this other stuff down here is kind of hard to find, but if you can, great. If you can't, all right, maybe some of it just, there's a little bit of residue down there on the bottom. This feels amazing. It's so empowering. And all you did was tell Larry the computer.